KC starting that attack through middle. Spike on the back of Sugetsu. Jonah P here with the stun, thinking about using it, pulls the pistol out instead, and it's in his best interest to fight just inches away as Martin threads himself through the garage. Leaf spotted, classic in hand, flank coming through from Aves late in C. Still the timing yet to be taken. Trent the one that opens the scoring. Oh, and he'll follow it up with a shock dart there as well. Flat in the end as Elite gets one back. It's just so back and forth. Finally, G2 put their foot down and put their money where their mouth is. It's a pistol picked up.
Again, this garage control that we've seen from the past couple of rounds from KC. Drone manages to spot out some sort of utility towards that C site, and
well, the trap was placed, but not quite for the cross. Leaf cannot capitalize. Jorgamo re-clearing out through mid. Where G2 struggled against FUT was where they weren't able to effectively manage garage control, and now aggression wagered against them. KC pulling the levers of attack. Martin at the charge, right in the forefront. Jorgamo gets one back on the ult, but still, Elite keeps KC's nose in front.
To trade off of that death of Jorgamo, and it's just a case of whether or not they recognize this position from Martin, and it's Trent that is going to take him down.
A ticking time bomb, playing on borrowed time in many senses. Now Elite has to try and bail them out. He will do his best, and his best turns out to be enough. Sugetsu and Sadak teaming together to collect the first for the French organization.
Take flight.
But KC, happy to put this pressure towards garage, and they're going to get punished for it.
Brilliant from Elite, though, to flip that on its head. One from Valen in the corner. Didn't get checked after the drone. With the hat off his head. Now they should know. Two towards backside, one playing from Graffiti. That's Trent. He goes down, all onto Jorgamo. He's been so good before, and he will continue to do so. Elite, the last one left. He started the round well from the same corner, which lost the round for G2 yesterday, will be their successor this time.
KC looking to group towards C here, and Leaf has been so lethal.
Oh, I love this setup. The cam is just over the shoulder. The paranoia is going to drop in perfect. Cages go up. That blocks the right side. He's now been spotted, though. It's just electricity everywhere you look. A thunderstorm on the C site. KC, paint it blue. Quickly getting in there and then getting right back out. You can immediately reset. You've not wasted any util. It's just fuel on the high gear. And there we go. Spike goes off. I'm loving the sound effects. A little further afield, this is an international competition, and with this being an international opponent, Martin looking through B once again, flicking over the pages. What can he find? The point man to this presence. It is another split take through. Martin whips around C-Link and has G2 on a leash. Spike's gonna go down, and coming back into the retake with the op with no kills yet picked up is a very real difficulty for them now. The flash goes behind the head of Martin, still knocking on the door, but he finally gets delivered bad news. Shorty still posted up as that split at the start has a continuation in post. Sadak with the next, twice the number KC. Jorgamo is adding to his death toll. But when all is said and done, it falls upon Trent now to give them anything else in this round, to leave them with half a chance. The spike is simply tapped. As time ticks away, he'll get his first, but Sugetsu follows up nicely, and with that, we are level.
Able to take up space, that trip will catch him out in
30 seconds left.
With only 30 seconds left on the clock, Kaza. I mean, KC, they really need to up the ante on this round, and it's going to be a bloodbath in garage so far.
Martin opens up yet again. Into the trap goes Sadak, but as he falls, the rest hold up their end of the bargain. 13 seconds, time running low. KC needing to get the spike down, and Jaw, you already know, getting ready to slide back in when the time is right. Looking for his window, ult comes through. Aves guards, oh my lord, Trent! The shock and the tap through the wall. A 1 versus 1 with Sugetsu on the other side. needing to keep his composure. He creeps closer. Trent now looking for a chance. The jump up and the shot from the Sheriff is just nuts. G2 in a round they had no business winning, draw it over the line.
Last round before the switch.
Going from a 1v3 to winning the round is just exactly what we would expect from a lot of these G2 esports players, right? Is being able to stand up in the moment that they need to.
Yeah.
Really slow contact as well from KC yet again.
Jorgamo only just getting a look into A lobby. That's when Trent invests his ult and manages to find Martin. Brilliant work from Trent.
And we're getting to a similar time on the board again, Hazza, that we've seen on that previous round, but it is going to be the Rolling Thunder committed both ways, which is going to stop KC from being able to get anything done on this site.
Everybody's stunned, but Leaf has managed to break away from that now. Neural Theft coming in, Aves on the flash, but Leaf is already past this. Cornering Logs, getting ready for the fight, but he takes it to Sugetsu and can't win out. 10 seconds left, and that Spike needing to hit the deck once more already. Jorgamo's right in the midst of things, and with the shorty out of his hands, KC out without a chance. Advantage on that first half is G2's.
And I imagine a lot of teams will be using this tournament to learn those lessons.
Class is in session. The School of Jorgamo with the Neon. Nice little setup from KC, but they can't bite onto it. And Martin can't get his gun out. Pitted against you moments prior. Jorgamo still going, but he is in support this time. Bleach flashes traded. Still, no one really wants to show their face. KC, the roles have reversed. They're on the other side of the smoke and the spike can go down.
I mean, the map has completely flipped at this point, Hazza.
Leave in the corner. Like you say, the aftershock has him gone. And with that, G2 cut back down to size. It's even in the man count now.
And because of all that presence that was shown on the flank, G2 are well aware of this. Of course, they've gone for a plant towards that CT, take up that space where they can, and it forces KC to figure out what they're going to do coming back into this one.
And it's absolutely nothing. 8th round for G2. They extend their advantage into the second half.
G2.
Yeah, like the retakes from FUT yesterday were crazy, but it doesn't necessarily feel like we've seen KC in a position too often where they can flood a site. This time they've already got numbers in the back door, and Elite is one of those. Standing his ground, Sadak by his side, dropped down to 2 HP, but facilitating further success. Jorgamo! A triple means that G2 now, not only do they have the numbers, that tap of the spike is inducing a fight which they are so well favored to win. That will make for 10. Firstly, it's really weird to see Sugetsu not in a Na'Vi or like FPX jersey away from that core after all the time they spent together. That was always a team that were good on Sheriffs. Now what can they do with rifles? Martin already getting to work. Jorgamo's behind you. That's another pickup. G2. Oh my lord, Jorgamo, they're just running riot right now. On their own home ground in many senses. Berlin, the birthplace. KC coming to town with a new team, but meeting a similar fate. 3 versus 1, Elite doesn't even want to try his luck in the retake, and had he given it a go, there'd be little time left to try and stomach that one. I know that people joke, like, oh, he's got the dog in him, right? Like, who let the dog out? But genuinely, sometimes it's like, you take your eye off him and he's gone running down the street. Someone spilled water on the desk in the previous. Cairo joked about water guns. I know that there isn't, like, a roof on the prac rooms, so maybe just 45 degrees over the top. See what you can get done. Something's got to give. G2 are making this look far too easy. Another kill for Valen. Another one bites the dust. KC crumbling here on Haven. From yesterday to today, you can see they're just feeling too comfortable in the LAN environment. Finally, KC stumble back to life. Those positions will be noted. Martin in through the back line. That's nice stun onto the position of Jorgamo. He could be caught, but still, you need to lock in that kill. It is not yet confirmed. Martin, another. It's a quad in the end, and KC keep going. you don't get the same kind of advantages as if you were on the attack side momentum-wise, at least in terms of that economy. So every round just as difficult as the last for KC, and not exactly going to get any luck there. So get to beyond the next smoke. Doesn't go down, but he's all that stands between the C site and G2. Back out into mid, trying at the double. Martin and Aves relieved of their duties. And now twice as many players for G2. You don't expect them to make a mistake from this situation, but it has happened before. Doesn't mean it will again. Sadak 1 versus 3 with a long rotate to walk back through. That's the Hunter's Fury and 2 shocks for Trent on the other side as well, though this one was rigged from the start. As good as Sadak has been, the Argentinian now arriving on German soil is going to have his work cut out for him here. It is G2 all the way to the bank. In the end, they're going to be picking this one up. The new blue wall falls in Berlin. G2 carry on from their play-ins victory.
Well, G2 were maybe going into that one thinking, oh my goodness, we lost this one yesterday. How are we going to go back into this one? And still not really doing a whole lot in the first sort of 20 seconds of the round, Haza.
Just trying to get that info, goes in, double dips, just the one for him, T1. Blazing red through to the B site. Cutting things open nice and early. In towards this retake, you've got to look at the util that's still available for FUT.
Aware of this, but it's just a question of whether or not they clear this location that Buzz is in.
Leading that offensive line. Stax has a flash from main, but he's yet to use it. Now suppressed. Will have to wait the timeout to get that opportunity. Atacaptain spotted Buzz. He lives on limited time now. Has to fight his way from Trouble, and Trouble arrives on his very doorstep. Cracks with that one back, and now a 3-on-3. Still, Stax yet to be uncovered. More fights taken, more fights won for Atacaptain. FUT with the advantage, continuing to run into this site, and finally Stax, when he wants to show up, there's nothing left to be said or done as FUT win round number 1.
Looking to just contact up A main and leave FUT guessing at the moment.
Yeah, Atacaptain smoke is useful in a sense. It acts as a blocker. It meant that initial push wasn't going to come through, but it's only a matter of time before it does. Paranoia perfectly plays Zeus, just the one, traded immediate, but that's when Cracks steps into the dojo. 2 back for him, still 2 standing on T1, and both of them equal to the sum of their parts. A 2-on-2 with the spike yet to be planted, but that flank coming in by Yetajay.
Mr. Fallen looking to go for another spam, but Sylvan more than aware of it.
Oh. Now this is a difficult ult to try and break if you're Yetajay, so he's just biding the time and looking out for the info, but Sylvan has the perfect counter, and Meteor claims T1's second round. A gentleman's agreement, but nothing more than that. No damage. And now, with the pistol right in front of the smoke, he would have wanted that so bad. Buzz over the top. This is one of the angles that you have to clear, but they don't! They just allow Mr. Fallen to be let off the leash. He rips 3 heads from the server, and now T1, half the numbers, and this time, they're not good for it. It has to be Stax up against 4. Captain Fantastic. How much is there to be said of this with the paranoia in his face? Nothing. FUT win the round that they had no business taking. Points that you need to account for, really. You see it here again, but nothing taken away from the individual moment itself. Second follow-up there. I mean, there's not even a second for Meteor to have thought about turning his head. Stacked up towards this side of the map, it's been, you know, either all 5 or a 4-1 split from the rounds that we've seen up until this point. Meteor has been good at checking his position, not getting caught, and he will not this time. That's a rifle back in T1's hands, and a lot more space on the map once all that Killjoy util's dropped.
Off of that pick that Meteor gets.
They want the re-hit. It's the same util that you've seen 1,000 times over, but the result favors the defenders. Atacaptain pulls away 3.
10 seconds left on the clock. 2v3 and
FUT trying to make the double up. 2 players in hell. They'll get dropped. Here comes Meteor. Wants the ace. Zeus to deny it, but he can't. Meteor at the death. He is FUT's catastrophic event.
from that opening pick, starting off with the Sheriff at the very start of the round.
Yeah. I mean, that's the kill that wins them the round, honestly. I get it, sure, it's just one rifle, right? You say that, but the Killjoy util was lost. Yetije, all of the mid-control gone, continues that flank forwards. And just a missed ult fire from Zeus. If they want to go by the book, there are many ways to approach this. One of them's jumping straight across, and that has worked out the better. Here come the blades. Buzz not going to miss from that kind of distance. Next player revealed looking for it, but FUT resounding the site with the util of their own. The Hunter's Fury has bought a window, and T1 just can't capitalize from their entry.
And that's the lockdown going to be committed now as well to try and get back into this explosive take that they were trying to do to begin with, but Yetije.
It's standard FUT again. They will be right up against it, and, well, Atacaptain is the last one left, so he comes into the retake with T1, a new lease on life. Izu is completely separated from Stax right now. The knife will reveal his position, but just not accounting for Izu. A thrifty triple puts T1 back on course.
Killjoy set up towards A this round for FUT, and it is going to work to delay that push. And once again, we see Buzz entering the site with no support. I mean, what can you do when those mollies are delaying the rest of the team? And Spike goes down on Ahaza.
Zeus defensively looking brilliant in this gun round. It's just a pistol and Meteor left. I like the idea from what it's worth for T1 to try and beat that util trap by having Sylvan TP in behind Buzz. You've got a little bit more maneuverability there towards A than you do on B with the same kind of execute. It is a different result. FUT up 6-5 with one final chance to give themselves the lead. To see if you can draw something out from FUT and then lend it B late, because honestly, I think the null command is big for the B retake, but the lockdown could be difficult to get that one going, whereas value here a bit different, and I'll tell you what, they wipe it off the face of the earth with the ult themselves, and now they can get the plant in. That's brilliant from Stax. Just buying a little bit more time with the knife, with the knowledge in mind that these ults are still available. Krax was not suppressed, so he can use the null command. After the knife drops, he now knows they have the info. Short is clear. All bodies on the site for T1, looking to try and wipe the slate clean. Hunter's Fury comes in as that counter, and still, no damage traded. Time is of the essence. FUT have got to get a move on, or this one is going to slip from the palm of their hand. TP across into the smoke. Atacaptain fighting, roaring again. The FUT Lions making their mark. Meteor still here. He has been in the apocalypse for them before, but can't clean up this time. It's all done. There just wasn't enough. T1 level that score when the halftime whistle blows.
Get anything and mark it, and I mean, they're going to be given the space. T1 happy to just play deep on B site here.
There is no pause, no pump of the brakes on this one either. It's straight onto the breach and into the B site. T1 cooped up, ready to shut down FUT. Nice shot, Buzz. He gets out somehow. Stax with number 7. A brilliant pistol served up by T1. Very passive position from Buzz here, and I think that's what we come to expect from his Jet sometimes, to be sitting on those deeper lines as your last point of defense. The 0-point suppression, which would have been a problem had Zeus not peeked into his crosshair with no trades. And I have to say, look, on the defense here, if you just allow him to set up with this gun, it's going to be so difficult to fight through. T1 buying themselves more time with the utility set up here as well. Meteor off the shoulder of Izu. It's Buzz that cracks the whip first. Yetije shown out of this one. And in terms of positions on the map, well, where is Atacaptain in all of this? Trying to boost up around the side, whereas Mr. Fallen is left to just a single point of health. He'll try and thread the needle through the gap, but it makes for a 9th, and T1 start to put some breathing room between the teams. Look, I think you want to see
revealing area.
A few more calculated plays. Make the most of the util. T1 taking the words out my mouth. So nice to just give that adjustment of the Odin spam from short. The reveal over the top.
And that initial pick has kind of forced FUT into this Killjoy setup that's already waiting for them on A. But I mean, look at all of T1's players.
Oh no, they're getting melted inside the mollies. Meteor standing behind this, but inside the smoke. So many areas in which he could get attacked, but reinforces his position well, trying to divide it up. Yetije falls by his side, given so much life to this T1 side. Caught, pincered, but no.
Yeah, no, he was just dancing in that smoke there. And even that first kill that we've seen coming out from Aizu, ridiculous, right? Are you expecting a Sova to peek you from there with an Odin? Probably not.
FUT down at half the score, yet to find a round on their attack. Could this be it, or is it over for now? Yetajay opens up, that's Buzz gone.
Lockdown invested, but Aizu potentially going to... Not quite.
Lineup was for the safer plant on the spam, knowing the Odin was in play. It makes sense that FUT wanted to go for that. Well, actually, I say that, it wasn't the safe. The Odin could have spammed that, but it's kind of worked the opposite way. I think T1 sort of expecting a little more from them there, perhaps, in that sense. The dart goes on forever, but once Meteor arrives, the result is expected. 2 from him, Sylvan off the back, Izu in the clutch. The spam's brought it to a 1v1. Atta Captain in Boathouse. He walks out now onto the site, trying to get a lay of the land, weigh this one up in the corner. Izu may just expect this. Walking down the speedway, soon he will drop. He spots Atta Captain, who keeps then going. The first round for FUT, but will it be enough?
Ults to spend, and ults used straight off the bat, Hazza.
Atta Captain is by himself in backside, but it's Meteor here, and it feels like a fair 1v1 as the situation presents itself. Atta Captain yet to clear this portion of the site. Meteor closing that gap, creeping in on Atta Captain's position. He doesn't find the kill, it's Izu instead. Hunter's Fury trying to follow up on the controller, but the situation is out of hand. T1 getting ready to move forward in Swiss. Mr. Fallen to stop their success from continuing. This off-season has never stopped. From GES to home ground now on Berlin soil. Mr. Fallen's locked in the corner. And of course, it's Meteor to close things out. 13-7, T1 have liftoff.
Their sleeve, I mean, there was nothing too crazy in there, but looking at these MVPs, I mean, no surprise that Meteor is up there.